Okay, good morning everyone. So today we're doing the day in the life of a QuickBooks trainer. Now it's a bit of a special day today because it's actually the first time that I'm running a particular course. So we've got to make sure, well, I've done a lot of preparation, making sure that everything's all set up, way more than I would do normally. So there's been a lot of preparation, been making sure that we've got everything in place, making sure that we've gone through and checked all of the scenarios, all of the questions. It's an interactive one, so due to the current circumstances, it's still virtual. So I have ran this course face-to-face before, but this is the first time I've ran it in a virtual format, and we made sure that we adapted all of our courses for virtual versus face-to-face, just to make sure that we're giving the best experience in both ways. So all of the virtual courses have all been slightly modified to what you would get if you were in face-to-face, and that just means that from a trainer's point of view, we've got to be on the ball in terms of what's changed, what to expect, timings and all that sort of stuff that comes into play. What we have found that's been really, really useful actually, in terms of the delivery when it's virtual, is that we have that, as you saw before, that team behind us. So we do have kind of a group of us running the webinars, running the virtual training sessions, and we find that really, really useful. Now, in this particular case, because it's the first time I'm running this particular course, I need to be making sure that the timings are on point. So I've done all the preparation beforehand, and with this course as well, there's a lot of pre-work of the delegates have to do. So we've got to make sure we've got them done correctly, and try and make sure that our file, that what we're showing the delegates, will be similar to what they have their end. So there's a lot of moving parts to this one, but I'm looking forward to it. So I've been chomping at the bit to run this course for a while now, so I'm just excited to get the opportunity. Other bits that we've got planned for today, I'm actually going to take you guys to the office, the Derby office that is. We've got I've got to go through and do some administration stuff there. With, again, current circumstances with COVID and everything else, we don't have people in the office 24/7. So there is kind of elements that from time to time I need to go down. So this time it's just post, it's just a bit of administration work. I know there's an actual physical piece of post I need to deal with. We get one in a blue moon where we can't just scan it into the system and everything's done. This one needs a wet signature, needs everything else dealing with it. I'm going to get that dealt with as well. I'm also going to record my latest video there, using the opportunity to be in a different environment. Having the opportunity to go there makes sense. So I've packed everything up. It's absolutely crazy how much gear I take when I do these videos, but it makes sense because having that extra environment just splits up the content on the Tuesday slot. It means it's not always the same old me in front of the camera, in front of the same studio setup I've got upstairs. Just gives that variation, and I think that's going to be good for the channel, and good for those Tuesday videos. On the channel last week we had the release of the mobile app, going through and looking at the updates that happened there, so that was well received. And also we did the day in the life of an investor. Now for me, I think that's one where the day in the life one took a little bit of a different spin. I'm not sure if it's gone the right way or not. I felt like it may have been too long. I think there was quite a few aspects to that maybe I should have, in edit, I should have really honed down on and cut out. But I'm learning as I go along and going through from there. Today's also the first day that I'm going to be doing the QuickBooks training with my new Invisalign in. So we're going to see if that has any effect on it. I did my QuickBooks Ask the Expert yesterday. I personally felt like it was consciously there, and I felt consciously having to change the way I speak and everything else. But I've got a feeling that was just me, and when I look back on the footage and when I spoke to the people who were supporting me in that role and everything else, didn't feel like it was a major problem, but we'll see how that goes forward. So just need to get on with the day now. There's going to be basically not having to take the little puppy for Wonders Day. She's off to her grandparents, so she gets steak, 75 million walks, and bottled water. So she's going for a lovely little vacation. While I'm doing the QuickBooks training, it does make sense, so we don't want whooping along while she's going. So yeah, we're going to be, she's off, so I don't need to take her for a walk, but I still need to make sure, start the day right. So I'm going to make sure, get some breakfast down me and all that sort of stuff and everything else. So I'll take you with me, get you all set up, ready for the training later. And we'll see you in a moment. Bye for now. So quick update while the kettle's boiling, just a real quick session on the bike today, nothing major. Later on in the day, hopefully I'll get to do some weights or something, but I just need to get on with it really today. Again, we just need to get everything prepped, get in the right mindset. One of the things though that I haven't mentioned yet is the fact that my whole day routine has changed now. Now that I've got this whole Invisalign, one of the things you can't do is you can't eat with it in. And I have to keep these in for 20 to 22 hours a day. So you kind of got to restrict when you eat, and every time you've finished eating, you then got to go and brush your teeth, floss, mouthwash, a whole routine to get them back in again. So it's kind of, for me, it's kind of been a case where I've had to just reduce down. There's no time for snacks or anything like that now. It is literally just going to be for me to go in and grab myself a breakfast, a tea and a light lunch, and just kind of work my food around then. But the biggest problem is cups of teas and coffee, because I can't drink anything other than water as well while they're in. So I'm having to make sure that I have my tea and coffee with each and every meal. So that bit I wasn't kind of aware of, and that's the bit that's struggling the most. But you know, your body gets used to it, and I'm certainly getting used to it. And you know, for diet reasons and everything else, actually, it's not a bad thing that I can't have snacks. So they've just, yeah, it's just that not having the tea. That's a cup of tea every on the hour, every hour, which at some point I was having. There's going to be a difference, but so far so good. I mean, we're almost a week into it now, and I'm, you know, it doesn't affect me too much going forward. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that now. I'm going to get myself some breakfast, go through the whole role of taking out the Invisalign, which is actually the worst bit. So if you are thinking about getting it yourself, it's taking the Invisalign out that I find to be by far the worst experience of the whole thing. Having them in, you tend to get used to them. Got a bit of kind of gum ache around about here and here. And yeah, they do feel sore and a bit tender, but when they're in, they're nicely secure. So you don't tend to feel them too much. Paracetamol every now and again just sorts that out. But it's just getting them out. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong. But yeah, it's not an ordeal, but it's, yeah, you definitely think about it. And that restricts you wanting to eat, to be honest, because you want to restrict how many times that you physically taking them out to put them in. And once they're out, you want to give them a good clean. There's a whole rigmarole of cleaning them, getting them all kind of hygienically ready to put back in again. So again, you know, and the maximum you're allowed them out for is an hour at a time. So you really do, like, mentally, you're restricting yourself of how long they're in there and how long you're giving yourself that time when they're out. And generally you notice them more, or you notice your teeth more when they're out, because they feel more exposed, if that makes any sense. And they haven't got that support, so they feel almost kind of raw. Yeah, and the way that the Invisalign works is there's these little attachments on your teeth, and they still, you know, a week later, I still notice them. They still feel like something's in my mouth that shouldn't be. Whereas the Invisalign itself, my body's kind of got used to it. I'm not aware that they're in at the moment, but I'm very much aware when they're out, because my teeth have got like these rough bits to them, and they've got these jaggy out bits and all this, that and the other, that helps keep the Invisalign secure. So yeah, I think it's just getting used to it more than anything else. But yeah, but I thought I'd give you an update of how that's going. But I need to get on with it now, crack on with today, and get everything ready. Get myself some breakfast, get myself a nice cup of tea. Definitely gonna savour that tea, every last sip of it. And I'll see you in a moment. Bye for now. So quick update, that there I've just shown you is the equipment that I've got to take over to the office for me to do my video there. So you'll see that there's kind of a whole raft of equipment there, and that's when I condense the equipment down, so that I've got everything I need to be to do an off-site shoot, if you like. I was speaking to someone yesterday who's more in the know about the kind of technology available and everything else, and there's certain bits of tech there that I can definitely condense down. There's a certain bits that I probably don't actually need as much, but it's one of those where if I turn up on site or I want to do a shoot and there's a particular element that I haven't got or anything like that, then it does, you know, you want to be over prepared for these sort of things, and do it from that. Even though this is, I mean, for this one, it's just for this channel, so I'm less concerned. But that is the same pack that I took with me to London for the London shoot that we did. So we went over to London to do to the London office to do some with Sabrina, and we're going to be doing that on a regular basis, so once a quarter. And at the moment, that's the equipment I have to take with me. So I am looking at ways in which we can kind of have some of the stuff at London already, so lights and everything else, and get there, and just to make my life easier, really, because it's not so bad in the car. It's actually quite fine. It's just, you know, they're just bulky bags, that's all they are. They're not relatively heavy or anything, they're just bulky, they're just, you know, awkward. But on the train, and I mean, there was no chance of getting on the tube, but if I wanted to go on the tube in London, there's just no chance you could take that sort of stuff with you. So my plan going forward is to find a way of condensing that down to a much more manageable travel option, and go from there. It's the same with the vlogging side of things as well. One of the reasons why I was a little bit put off by vlogging and doing day in the life of was the fact that for me, I felt like it was there was, you know, having to have the right camera and the right equipment and having to have all this, that and the other. But at the end of the day, you saw me unbox it. This iPhone 13 mini will do 99% of the work for me. It's and it's so small and compact, and with the right kind of setup that I've got kind of here, you can get it set up in multiple positions. It just works, really. So yeah, I think I've got to take the same mentality for when I'm doing shoots out and about, but that's one for another day. Anyway, I need to just go through these notes one more time, make sure I'm happy, make sure I'm ready with them, crack on with the breakfast, grab myself a shower, go through the rigmarole of getting the Invisalign back into. At the moment, they're not in at the moment, so I'm having a half an hour respite so I can enjoy a nice cup of tea. So cheers. Well, hello there. So I am currently in the middle of doing the QuickBooks training. So I've got my kind of all set up here. I'm going to show you in a moment what that's set up. In fact, I'll show you straight away.
I used to party
But yeah, it's going really, really well. We're kind of just coming up to that first break now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to have everything they need to get things done. Right, I'm going to leave it here, and I'll catch you guys in a few moments' time. I want to kind of give you some update on how it's going, and then obviously in a bit we'll be moving over to the office. So yeah, it'll be a whole different experience for everyone. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so it's been a while since I've had an update with you. In fact, such a long time ago I actually changed location. So I'm actually at the office now. So I'm at the front door of the office. Let's give you a bit of a tour. So you can see here, it's all been renovated this side, more for residential use than anything else. And as we come in here, we have the meeting room that I'm using to record at the moment, and we're also storing some information, storing some elements. We've got another office on this side. Got literally an empty room, not being used for anything at all, other than storage. And then into the office itself. So here is a Boffix HQ. No one here because of everything that's going on. So yeah, so last time I left you, I was just doing the QuickBooks training. That obviously concluded, and I needed to conclude that, get straight down the road and get straight into the office. Just to make sure that I had time to get everything concluded. I'm now about to go on to a bit of an admin exercise. I've got the post to sort out now, so I'm going to just go through quickly, get the post done, and then we're going to move on from there. So yeah, I think personally, there's not really much to show you in the office, to be honest. The office is as it is at the moment. When it came to the training session though, it went really, really well. For saying that I'd never ran that particular course before, no major issues, a bit of timing on one of the particular areas that I think could have been tweaked. But apart from that, I think that was good. And I think everyone kind of got what they needed out of it, so that was good. So I suppose really the reason I wanted to bring the vlog side of things to the office is just kind of consideration of what we're going to do with the place. I mean, we definitely know it's up for sale, so at some point we won't have this particular office, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not the greatest office ever, but it served its purpose. We're definitely looking for more of a hybrid approach going forward, so something we could be a bit more flexible with. You know, we can grow into if we need to, or anything else. I mean, this building, we bought this building with 3 floors, multiple layouts, so that the bit I've just shown you now, that's only one half of one of the floors. It then carries on to the other side. So basically 5 more spaces that we're in now, probably more of real estate, but we're converting that into residential property now, and then we'll move on from this office location and move somewhere else. So yeah, it's a shame, but you know, we've done what it's needed to for us, and look forward for kind of the next steps. But it does make it difficult for recruitment because, you know, we need to have a space to train up someone for the first 3 months or so. So that's going to be interesting how that goes if we do lose the office anytime soon. And we kind of had that person who we wasn't able to recruit because they didn't like the idea of having to do the commute. So it is very much a case now that when you're looking to recruit someone, it's going to be very, very much in the mindset of how much of their role is going to be remote. So we've got to be mindful of that when it comes to putting together the business needs versus what our potential employees need. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to go forward on. So give me a few minutes, I've got to get some administration work done. I've got to get the post all set up, ready to go. And then yeah, I should be in a good position then to probably pack up and get back. I have done a bit of recording today, so you'll see this was all set up, kind of recording what goes through. There's a lot of stuff that I bring back and forward, so hopefully I'll be able to minimise that as much as possible. But yeah, so give me 5 and I'm going to go and get some administration done, clear some more emails, clear some other notes that I've noticed have come through. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. So I'm just in here, just doing a bit of a post at the moment. It's one of those things, if you don't keep on top of it, can cause you issues. we tend to get away with just being able to look at posts probably twice a week, once a week, that sort of thing is preferable. Twice a week we just about get away with, to be honest. Anything longer than that and it becomes a bit of an issue. But yeah, you know, it's one of those, you do it, you spend half an hour each time that the post arrives, or each time you come to collect the post, and you're always on a winner. Keep on top of it that way, to be honest. So there's probably a normal amount of posts that we normally get. We've gone through it now. That's the kind of post that we've got there. So, you know, there's a few there. There's, I would say, 40 odd pieces of post to cover, so not a massive amount. And what we've learned at Boffix is that you've got to keep evolving and find new ways of doing things. So it was the idea of getting a brand new scanner. I think if we were still using the old scanner for this role, we'd be we'll find it much more difficult. But yeah, it's about keeping up and trying to keep on top of new ways in which to get things done. So we've been wanting to do it for a while, but over the last week or so, finally implemented our new post system, how we're going to deal with posts and everything else. And what it means is now that, you know, it gives us the opportunity to be able to maximise the way we do it, make sure we're charging people correctly for the work they're doing. It just gives us that better opportunity to be on top of it all. So what I'm doing now, though, while I just think about it, is setting off the content to start syncing as well. Dual tasking a little bit, but when you're doing something like post and stuff, it's normally the best way of doing things. You'll normally find that if you can get away with dual tasking, it becomes a lot more efficient going forward. So I'm just bringing up my database, and it's important as well to keep an eye on trying to figure out what's going to be most time efficient. So, you know, at one point we're looking to maybe outsource our post options, for example, and we're looking at maybe trying to think about bringing that into play. But really, when you think about it and when you look into like the costs involved and everything, it's just not worth it. So, and yeah, it's about keeping on top of these sort of systems. So we developed a post handling system. Well, I say we cobbled one together since day one, and now we've spent the time to actually look at making sure that everything, or what our requirements were and what we need to do. We actually have a really good system in place, which means that it's so much quicker for us to get this sort of stuff done, and then we can just keep on top of it. So that's kind of where I am in terms of making sure we've got everything we need. Well, hello there. Spoiler alert, today isn't the same day. We've actually gone forward in time on this vlog. So what's actually happened is the amount of, I tried to finish off the vlog on Tuesday, wasn't it, that we were originally going through and talking about. I tried to finish the vlog there, but ended up just completely running out of time. I was spending, I had a bit more review work to do, I had a bit more kind of client contact to do. So in the end, I just didn't have time to complete the vlog. It's not the end of the world though, because I'm currently back training again. So the course that I did on that Tuesday is a 3-day course, and I'm now on that final day for them now. At the moment, you can see there's a nice little TikTok going along here, and the delegates are happily going on an exercise at this point in time. Yeah, it was crazy that Tuesday just absolutely was busy as it can be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the end of this vlog in a few moments time. Just give me a few minutes to finish doing this course, and then we will catch up in a few moments. Cheers all. Hello there. Well, I'm struggling at the moment to really remember the last time I properly actually spoke on the vlog and where we're at to. So I've got a feeling this particular vlog
might be a little combination of what's happened, and I might have to stop calling it day in the life of, and maybe start thinking about day in the week of. No, because week in the life of. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, what have I got to catch you up on? Well, actually, it's been some really, really positive meetings that I've had over the last day. So meeting wise, I had a couple of clients. I've had at the very beginning of the day, I had that training course that I showed you on the vlog, and between from the training course to now, just been jam-packed with meetings. All of them very positive, and in fact, one of them could be something very, very, very exciting for the channel. So I will definitely keep you involved and let you know as soon as I'm allowed to tell you about that one. But the opportunity / the ability for us to start thinking about taking the channel maybe to the next stage is really exciting, and something that, you know, it could well come along. And one of the other meetings I can't say too much about because of NDAs and things like that, but I did get to speak to Intuit Canada, so QuickBooks Canada, and got to see some behind the scenes into what they've implemented in the Canada account, and what is available there, and what could potentially make its way to the UK side of things as well. And it does remind me I need to be having a look at the Canada product in a little bit more detail, because I've got a feeling there's some changes there. At the moment, I keep my eye on the USA product, QuickBooks product, obviously our product, UK product, but it looks like I've got to keep my eye on the Canada product as well. So I'm going to try and find a way to get myself to get involved in that and see what's going on, so that I can talk to you guys about any updates that come along. But if there's potential for any of these features to come over to UK, as I said to them at the end of this, you know, sooner the better. I think this could be a really, really powerful integration and add-on and feature that here in the UK we would really, really appreciate to come along. So that's definitely exciting stuff. Other bits that kind of covered in some of the meetings as well is at Boffix, we're really trying to push the boundaries a little bit in terms of our marketing and how we're marketing and how to be clever about it. So we had a really positive meeting about how that's going to come to fruition. And our aim is to use one of Intuit's new additions, which is MailChimp. And we're looking to really bring, because we were already using MailChimp to a point, but now we really want to push it and to really push the boundaries of what that software can do. To the point where we're thinking about incorporating into our new quoting tool. I think that could be really exciting as well. So there's a lot going on at the moment. It's very much in a case of this week, to be honest, it's been absolute blow. I've literally blink and miss it sort of moment. But tomorrow, thankfully, I've got a much more quieter day. A couple of meetings in the morning, and let me just have a look now. Yep. A couple of meetings in the morning, one with a client, one with a prospective client, so that should be useful. And daily roundup as normal, and then a team meeting, and then that should leave the afternoon for me to finally catch up with some work that I need to get done. So that should be all good. I'm going to spend the rest of this evening now just going through admin, trying to clean things up, trying to get things nice and tidy, and then hopefully we'll be in a good position. But I do think that as much as this has been a little bit of a all over the place type of vlog, I think we're going to end it here. Hopefully I'll be able to salvage something to get something sent out for next Thursday. But I do think that this is the right time to do it. And my aim is next week to really go into the nitty-gritty bit of what it's like to be an accountant. You know, that whole idea of what we're trying to achieve and what it is. Because I've got a really good opportunity coming up where I'm going to talk to some Kickstarters about why they should think about taking on accountancy. And as you know, my role has been in the small practice committee and advice AW and all that sort of stuff. And with us releasing and pushing for going concern, which will be back soon, don't worry. With us trying to go down that route of trying to find reasons or give accreditation as to why people should be in accountancy as a career, we're really trying to kind of push that boat. And I really want to kind of showcase on these vlogs you know, what we get out of being an accountant, what is enjoyable, and kind of go from there. So that's the aim of it. All right, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Hopefully you found this video to be hopefully not too jarring, and hopefully we were able to salvage something that has a little bit of coherence to it, and can kind of see from there, and you can see basically that we're all going in the right direction. So again, do bear with me on the whole day in the life of thing. I know I keep saying this and I keep repeating myself, but I am, you know, trying to find a format that's going to work. And if the news that I heard earlier today, and we'll find out next Wednesday, comes to fruition, then some big changes to the channel anyway, and will hopefully mean that these style content, try again, I don't know what happened there, but hopefully this style content will mean that we can improve on it and make sure that you guys are getting the best out of it completely. So that is it from me. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all that jazz. My name's been Aaron Patrick. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to do this video for you. I'm sure I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. Hello and thank you for watching that video. What you may not know is this channel that you've watched this video from is part of a wider group. That wider group is called Apple Core Production, and the 3 channels that we have involved are as follows: Aaron Patrick the QuickBooks Chat, Boffix Tax Tip. Finally, we have Apple Core Live and Geeky. All the links and everything are down below in the description, but it really means a lot to us if you can go and give a like to the other channels as well.